ready, ready. Well, it's mass, 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 mass. Hands up in the air, baby, bad. Good God, you go say they're crazy. Well, it's fat, 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 fat. Music from a jammo. And we still want more music from the inspector. And they jumping higher, whoa, whoa, whoa. Jump up, whoa, whoa, whoa. Jump up, whoa, whoa, whoa. Jump up, whoa, whoa, whoa. Jump up. Say who I rule this dance? J.A.B. Want them who I mash it down. All are we, hey. Tell them who I rule this dance. J.A.B. Want them who I mash it down. All are we, hey. Boy, get up and dance. Get up and dance. Get up and dance. Trinidad, St. Lucia, Grenada, right now even in Jamaica. Well, it's mass, 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 mass. Thousands on the street reveling. Good God, that's the way we like it. So Lego, 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 Lego. Music from the flying cloud, and they still want more music from Squeezy and Mars. And they jumping higher, whoa, 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 jump up, whoa, 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 jump up, whoa, 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 jump up, whoa, 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 jump up. Who I rule this dance? J.A.B. Want them who I mash it down. All are we, hey. Tell them who I rule this dance. J.A.B. Want them who I mash it down. All are we, hey. Get up and dance. Get up and dance. Get up and dance. Do the back way wine, do the front way wine, do the side way wine, do the wine, do the wine, do the wine, do the wine, wine, do the back way wine, do the front way wine, do the side way wine, do the wine, do the wine, do the wine, do the wine, line. Get something and behave, boy, grab something and get on, boy, grab something and behave, grab something and get on. Oh lumbe, 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 oh lumbe, oh lumbe, 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 oh lumbe. A lot of them try, but they fail, so they send up for the master. Well, it's mass, 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 mass. I love me reggae and me hip hop. Good God, give me soca non-stop. Well, it's fat, 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 fat. Music from the Arrow and the dancehall, while music from the Super Blue and the jumping higher, whoa, whoa, whoa. Jump up. Boy, 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 jump up. Boy, 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 jump up. Boy, 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 jump up. Who I rule this dance? J.A.B. boy. Want them who I mash it down. All are we, hey. Boy, get up and dance. Get up and dance. Boy, get up and dance. Get up and dance. Do the back way wine, wine. Do the front way wine, wine. Do the side way wine, wine. Do the wine, do the wine, do the wine, do the wine, wine. Do the front way wine, wine. Do the back way wine, wine. Do the side way wine, wine. Do the wine, do the wine, do the wine, do the wine. Get something and behave. Oh, grab something and get on. Hey, grab something and behave.
Inspector, boy, I love your soca. Your music driving people mad. Right now, you take a chance and ask a woman to dance. So when I hold on to she start explaining to me, I'm feeling in the soca, I'm feeling in the soca, I'm feeling in the soca, I'm feeling in the soca. that to shake and shake. I feel it. In the soca. I feel it. In the soca. I feel it. In the soca. I feel it. In the soca.
Stop singing, no. Love your rhythm and melody, and you're making us feel so happy because it's sweet, sweet, sweet. Look, we really love it. We like your music, yes, we really dig it. I say it's nice, nice, nice. Please, oh God, don't stop it. Give us the music, yes, you're sweet, so come it. Why the melody have to be so sweet, and you can't resist, but the music's sweet. I say it's nice, nice, nice. Please, oh God, don't stop it. Give us the music, yeah, we can't resist it. I say it's sweet, sweet, sweet. Look, we really love it. We want the music, yes, it's so coming. Yes, your melody now get into me. Yes, we have never heard. Yeah.
All right, okay. Enough of the music, all right? Nice. Yeah, don't worry about me. I just got wet about 4 times today. So if you realize the voice is sounding a little different this afternoon, yeah, know that I got wet several times this afternoon. I got drenched. This morning and this afternoon, I got drenched. A special good night to you. It is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 7 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. So we got to get the ball rolling, eh?
So I want you, please come on.
Let me say a special good night to each and every one of you joining us via the various mediums. Those of you on Talking Points on Facebook. Those of you on Talking Points on YouTube. All of our viewers and listeners, no matter whichever means. Yeah, we know some of you all have it up on the TV right now. Kathy. Yeah, well, let me make sure, because you see, I just had to say different Kathy. You are Kathy Pope, you are Kathy Albert. So I had to say the both of them. Kathy and Kathy. Special good night to both of you, huh? So call your family, call your friends, tell them Talking Points is on. My name, Sheldon Scott.
Look, we really love it. We can't resist it, yes. We want the music. Yes, your melody. Now get it to we. Yes, we have never had music with this cool.
Let me see. I'm seeing Kamita, Jillian, Tyrone, Charmaine, yeah, Cleaver, Lucky. I see you giving trouble yesterday. I see you getting trouble today. ShopRite Duncan, good night to you. Dominic, Andre, Betty, Ann Murray, good night to you. Esther Peters, Linda, George, McLean, Mitchell, good night. William Jakeem, as usual, you're in, bro. Donna, Maudlin, Denise, Fabio, good night to you. Sharon, Sherm, Shawnell, let me see. Wendy Ann, yeah, Red Girl Pascal, Diana, Cynthia, Ruth, I'm seeing Sharon and Shauna. And let me see who else is there. Lishra is there. Yeah, many of you there under the live on Facebook and on the YouTube. I'm seeing Lishra, Alcy, Jacinta, Peggy, Gleason, Oswald, Dave, Wilma, Andrea, Lona. I'm seeing you there. Eliza, Anne, Beavis, as usual. Beavis. Henry, Sherma, Jeremiah, and of course we have to say to Zayla? Yeah, it's Zayla, right? Yeah, Zayla. A special good night to Zayla. Zayla says she wants you good night separate from everybody else own. So you see, I have to stop the list and go over. Zayla, special good night to you. All right. And let me see. Henry Chaiton, good night. Gloria Francois, sorry. Matthew Bowen. Alan. Yeah, Miriam. Michelle, Alexander, good night to you. Dominic, Veronica. And let me see, Faithlyn and Barbara, Christine, Gertrude, Abraham, good night to you. Let me see, Good Life, Shajan, Mayana, Deborah, and of course my good brother Alan Jones. I saw when you're signing, you know, you're in early. Hey, and although it's Carl, a special good night to you as well. And all of you, I'm sending messages there on the WhatsApp. A special good night to all of you. Joyce, I know that you're there, even though I ain't get your message yet. Kiami, I know that you're listening already. Mommy George, a special good night to you. I hope you got back my message, you know, Mommy George. Yeah. Not same person. So we're saying a special good night to each and every one of you. It is Talking Points, and we're leaving the phone lines open for the entire program. So 440-7377. Added to that, you can also call if you're outside of Grenada, 347-329-3101.
Get them to roots.
As I said, you realize a button up and all kind of thing. Yeah, the voice kind of, I find the voice cracking on me there.
For this Cambule.
But all you know, prayers and honey and lime. Yeah, we will make sure. Yeah.
Yes,
I'll get a nice cup of hot tea when I get home. I'll go and make a nice cup of either, you know, some garlic or some ginger and them kind of. I'll fix up myself here.
With fun, and
we can't afford for the voice on Talking Points. It's Talking Points and no whispering points. Yeah, so we had to be able to talk. We know some of them praying that we can't talk, ain't it? Hey, Andy, Andy. Andy.
Hey, you put same damn thing. The heart or the hand, same damn thing. You change me and change, same damn thing. You win, you don't win, same damn thing.
Let me say a special good night to ATA. Yeah, you and your family. A special good night to you, my brother. And my good friend I met today, Sinclair. Yeah, special good night to you, the wife, the entire home circle. A special good night to you, Sinclair.
We love honesty.
Oh God, her name is slipping me now, but my good friend over by the Chinese store there, pass and check you every day. Yes, a special good night to you as well.
If you change your course,
Helen Marie and Associates, good night.
why strangle the hopes?
Yeah, all you should see Helen costumes so they see a beautiful man.
If the taxman didn't pass in me yard, they wouldn't have said, oh, me must back.
Say new broom sweep clean, but old broom know the corners.
For little money, you take it back as you do.
So we know we're not on Real FM tonight, so we're just on the internet tonight. But in Brooklyn, 94.9, yeah. We Noise Radio. Special good night to you, Wade.
We walk, we don't walk, sing damn thing. We pay, we don't pay, sing damn thing.
And also let me say a good night to Cheryl Williams. Yes, Joyce, I know you're there. And we've got a call online. Good night.
Good night to Mr. Sheldon Scott. Yes, and they were watching you in black and white.
Yes,
good morning.
a black and white
and
tonight.
Good night to the Grenadian people, all of them PIs, all Grenadians, everybody, good night. Stephanie, good night. I know you tuned in already. Stephanie, and I want Sheldon, allow me just to say a special
Go ahead.
good night to Darlington Chase and Sheila Chase Batty. They're on vacation here.
Yes.
Good night to all of them. Darlington, you leave me waiting and you don't come and pick me up. I just reach home, you know. Anyhow. And my girlfriend in Marigold, good night. Tell
right.
you know what to do. If you are spice, boil some spice with some bit of ginger and drink.
Because you saw
I
when
get wet tonight too.
Yeah, when I passed by you, you realized I was wet.
Dr. Mitchell, good night. Good night to you, sir. Good night.
Kami, after I pass by you, I get soaking.
I have a good friend that living in Guam. She have a little shop. When you going up by St. Rose School,
up in Brothers
she
there.
had the shop
Heading
right
for
there.
Brothers.
You know they make a judge send a paper for her to break the shop. They want to break the shop. I don't know what they want people to do. It is so sad. Poor people, you know. Mr. Dickie Mitchell is poor people are there in Grenada. You don't give nobody work and people have a little thing doing here now. You want to break it. That what I let it go do now, that's my good friend in Guam. But and she there a lot of years in that place they're selling.
Oh boy. That is a hard one. And we know
You
that a
want
lot of
crying,
people
you know, Shell, and she cry by me, you know. That is not right. Anyhow, everybody good night. And all you I don't worry about these people. I'm taking it easy because I realize they want to kill me. And I actually to see a lot of things in Grenada. So I ain't taking them on. You know? Good night to everybody. Patty, Mr. Watt, Zingo. Everybody, good night. The only thing what's going on with us, we don't making no money now. No money we don't making. No money. I help a man sell a bunch of bloggers to them because to sell it out. Thing rough with the people in Grenada. Have a blessed night, Grenada, everybody.
All right.
And Sheldon, you know what's going on with you?
Yes.
Say this Psalm 35. Plead my cause to the O Lord, who those that fight against me. Psalm 35. They can't touch you, Sheldon. Don't bother with them. Have a good night.
Thank
Love
you so very
guys.
much. All right.
Miss Stephanie, good night. Kathy, good night.
All right, Kami.
Bye.
Bye. And of course, yeah, as read my Bible, don't get up with me and I read my Bible. Yes, and hey, lovely Mac, good night to you, Kendall, Carol out there in Brooklyn. And let me see, Phyllis. I saw Tati on a while ago, Charmaine and all of you. A special good night to all of you. And when I say call your friends and call your family, you know, because we have some information to discuss that most likely you all are not aware of. So you know, we're going to be putting up some stuff in a little while and discussing it. I'm telling you, I'm giving you all early warning. We're going to put up some stuff in a little while and discuss it that we're pretty sure you all may not be aware of. And as usual, we'll tell you where you can go and find the information that we've put up and so on. We're not going to say things and we're not going to put things up that we cannot back up. So we're going to put that up and we're going to let you take a little look at it and thing, yeah? You understand? Can we say read the Bible? Yeah, reading, man. Don't worry, reading. As I said, in a little while, we have some stuff to discuss, Just letting you all get the opportunity to call. You have to call, message, you have to message, yeah?
It's good to eat some people, but when you eat it, you want to eat it. Be careful with what you eat it. It's nice to eat with a friend, but when you eat it, you want what you eat it. Be careful with what you eat it. Oh, sometimes you can call out, I eat my belly got to grumble. Then people say I can get over. All right. The same time I get a vision to check with a Obia man. And you know what the Obia man tells me? Jungle, you're really lucky. You come and visit me only. That girl will I eat and put some money. Yes, man. You say as a Californian, you have a good inspiration. Go and tell your mother in your car. Tell mama I stay, yeah.
Yes, folks, remember you can call in 440-7377. I'm just pulling up some information here. Not the same one that I said, some other information I want to give you all first. I'm just making sure that I pull that up for you first. So let me just read something here for you. I think this has come out from the Grenada Invitationals. And Grenada Invitationals is off this year. But Kirani James and Anderson Peters, they're both going to be in action over the next few days. I think Kirani is starting his season this weekend. So on Saturday, that's this Saturday, Kirani James, the 3-time Olympic and World Championship medalist, will open his outdoor season at the Botswana Golden Prix. It will be Kirani's second time competing on the African continent, having previously competed in Morocco. Among Kirani's competitors next Saturday is hometown hero and former African and Commonwealth champion Isaac Makwala from Botswana. And let me see, we are excited about getting the season started. We certainly want to set a tone of consistency as we have in previous years, and we are looking forward to a successful season, offered Kirani's longtime coach Harvey Glantz, as he and the athlete prepared to board a flight on Monday. Yeah, that was Monday last, to head to the sub-Saharan Africa. On Saturday, next week, so this week Saturday, Kirani is going to be competing out there in Botswana. Next week Saturday, that's Saturday the 5th, the reigning and 2-time javelin world champion Anderson Peters begins his season at a venue where he has enjoyed great success. Anderson won his first world title in 2019 in Doha and threw his personal best 93.07 meters, the 5th best throw of all human history. All right? Also in Doha. The 2023 meet is the first of the Wanda Diamond League meets and will feature Tokyo 2023 Olympic medalist Neeraj Chopra. The 2022 season was one of Anderson's best to date, and according to his coach, Paul Phillips, the goals for the 2023 season include bettering his 93.07 and at the World Championship having more than 3 throws above the 90-meter mark, bettering that of 2022 last year. Anderson, who is currently based in Grenada, is engaged in intense training at the Lasajes playing field in St. David as he prepares to defend his World Championship, which would earn him an unprecedented, nobody never do it before, 3 consecutive world titles. It is instructive to note that based on the latest, that's as of April 18th, last week's rankings by World Athletics, Kirani James is ranked at number 2 in the world in the 400 meter and ranked 16 overall among all track and field athletes. Anderson Peters is the number 1 ranked javelin thrower in the world and is ranked number 11 overall. All right, and that's by Dexter Mitchell at the Grenada Invitational. So this Saturday, Karani James is in action. I don't know which local television station or who will facilitate, or if you could get it on Flow or wherever, but Karani James is in action on Saturday. If I get the time and so on, and probably where he's showing it, I will. We have always done that. No matter which program we're doing, we always give a big up to Karani James and our athletes. So as long as we get that information, we're going to make sure that you have it. All right. Also for Anderson Peters next week, we're going to make sure, as long as we can find that information, that you have it, so you can look at our own boy in action out there, right, in Doha. Nice? Good. Yeah, because the Middle East is a nice place to go and thing, The Middle East is a nice place to go. You never know, the PM might stay out there one time and just head over to Doha, ain't it? And as I'm on that, let me just let you all know something, because I think that this may be something that a lot of people are not aware of. Now, our Prime Minister is presently out in Doha, as you can see by the press release that I've just put up. It was a release issued by the Government Information Service. It was issued 2 days ago. So our Prime Minister is presently out there in the United Arab Emirates. And it reads, Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell will travel. Now he has traveled to Doha. Not Doha, is another D. This one is Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Ahead of a series of meetings that will seek to explore potential opportunities for the development of Grenada's citizenship by investment program. The Prime Minister is accompanied by Minister of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development, Honorable Joseph Andal, and Deputy Chairman of the CBI Committee, Mr. Dion Moses. The delegation is scheduled to return on Sunday, the 30th of April. Honorable Lennox Andrews, Minister for Economic Development, Planning, Tourism, ICT, Creative Economy, Agriculture, Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives, has been appointed acting Prime Minister in the absence of Prime Minister Mitchell. All right, so the Prime Minister is out. I'm going to hold on the phone calls for a little while because I want to just let you all know something. So the Prime Minister is presently out, and he is attending a meeting in the United Arab Emirates in relation to the CBI program. In other words, they're trying to expand Grenada's CBI program, get people interested in taking part in Grenada's CBI program, and so on. But while the Prime Minister has gone, there are two things that all of us need to know, right? There are two things that all of us need to know. The Prime Minister has gone to that forum, whether it's an investment forum or to get people involved in the CBI program, and so we ought to know that according to what I have gotten, and I went, even though I got it otherwise, I still went to the site within the last hour to make sure that it's still there, and to note that the Prime Minister is still a CBI agent. So I'm interested in knowing if Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, who we know, the company called Mitchells and Partners Incorporated, that's located in Unit Number 1 Hobson House in John Street, St. George, whose email address is still on the CBI website, deacon@mitchellsco.com. I know if it have another Deacon Mitchell working in that organization, but as far as I know, that Deacon Mitchell is also the Deacon Mitchell as the Prime Minister. So, from what I am seeing, among the local agents, in other words, the people that make the money off of the CBI program, the Prime Minister of Grenada, the individual who is going to, after the thing is approved by the committee, it's sent up to him to sign. Yeah, the Prime Minister must be the final person signing off, as far as I know. in relation to these people who are getting the passport. They're getting the citizenship. So if you're getting your citizenship, the final signature should be coming to the Prime Minister. And the person who is still, according to the government website, in fact, I could show you where to go, you could, we'll come back to this one day. Yeah, I'll show you where to go. This is the site. You can go and check for yourself, right? You don't have to take my word for it, as usual. You can go and check Grenada's CBI site for yourself, all right? And they can't say that the site isn't being updated regularly, so that is old information. According to what I have seen on the site is being updated, because I saw something there from March. Yeah, I saw something there from March. So they cannot tell me, there are notices there on the site, the same site. So they can't say that, there's an old site or it isn't being updated, and so there's stuff from the ending of March there. Maybe they had no notice to put up for April, but there's stuff there from March, so the site is being updated. And if the site is being updated, this site is being updated, and we still see that the individual who at the end of the day still has to sign off on the citizenship of the people being selected under the CBI program. Don't you find something fundamentally wrong? Do you not find something fundamentally wrong with a prime minister who gives the final, not necessarily approval, because the committee would recommend individuals for citizenship, the final approval, the final signature that says this person is now a citizen of the state of Grenada, lies with the prime minister? And do you not find something wrong that he is still listed as an agent under the CBI program? Or you have a problem with that? Or you find something, what's the middle name? Amiss. Yeah. Or you find something amiss with that? Mitchell and Partners Inc. Look at the email that is attached. You have Deacon at mitchellsco.com and Skeeter at mitchellsco.com. Yeah? Do you not find that something is fundamentally wrong there? That you ought not to have a prime minister who is also a CBI agent? I tell you, there's some very incestuous relationships taking place when it comes to the NDC. Yeah? Some very incestuous relationships are taking place when it comes to the National Democratic Congress. So the Prime Minister is still listed as a CBI agent. Deacon Mitchell is still listed as a CBI agent. Yet Deacon Mitchell is the person that has the final signature to make people under the CBI program citizens of Grenada. All you find that right? All you find, no, hold on with the phone lines. But not only that, but we also have the situation where another government minister is also still listed as a CBI agent. Mr. Dennis Sylvester Matthew Cornwall. Yeah. He is still listed as an agent of the CBI program. And you see who else is there? The person who has been given the diplomatic passport to travel and get investment for Grenada is also listed as a CBI agent. I dare say that these, again, outside of what we've been speaking about with Andy, outside of that, I am saying again that as far as I am concerned, these are breaches of the Integrity in Public Life Act. Yeah? Mr. Dennis Sylvester Matthew Cornwall, who, as far as we are seeing, and I can make a fair public comment in relation to that because that is what we are seeing, is still listed. I've highlighted it for you as usual. Is still highlighted. I've highlighted it for you. Is still listed as a CBI agent. for the state of Grenada. Yet still, both Mr. Deacon Mitchell and Mr. Dennis Sylvester Cornwall are the people that sat there and selected the individuals who formed the CBI committee. In other words, the people who are going to pre-approve the applications that are coming in. You telling me that this is not an incestuous relationship? That these individuals, on obtaining office, knowing full well that they are still listed as CBI agents, should not have moved to have themselves removed as CBI agent? Why they still there? Why they still there? Today is the 26th day of April 2023. According to them, they won the elections on the 23rd of June 2022. And they are still listed as agents. And you know that name, Andrea St. Bernard, jumping all over the place. You're bouncing it up here, you're bouncing it up there, left, right, all over. Remember, she has been made an envoy on behalf of the state of Grenada recently. She was made an envoy on behalf of the state of Grenada. She's the chairperson of the GDB. Yeah, the same place that, the $1 million loans and them passing through. She's the chairperson of the GDB. And she's also on the Grenlec board. Yeah? So she's all over the place. Remember, she was even a transition lead. She was also the person in charge of the CES program. She's just all over the place. It's like the prime minister does just look around and that's the only person he does see. He does just say, Andrea, yeah, you, yeah, Andrea, yeah, you. I would like to know if she has been involved in getting people under the CBI program, or if the company that she's involved with, ASB Limited, and I believe that should stand for Andrea St. Bernard, I don't know, ASB Limited, if any of the people under the CBI program that have been accepted by Grenada have been brought in by either ASB Limited, which Ms. Andrea St. Bernard is connected to, Citizenship and Corporate Services Limited, which Mr. Dennis Cornwall is connected to, or Mitchells and Company, which the Prime Minister is connected to. Yeah, remember the Prime Minister too, not just Mr. Cornwall. Because the Prime Minister has a direct say. Mr. Cornwall has a direct say in who the members of the CBI committee are. That has to come from cabinet. That ain't coming by people going in a polling station and vote for them, That comes from cabinet. In other words, these people are selecting the people that go out and find people. No, that not go out and find people, but that when their companies go out and find people, those people have to come to the committee that Mr. Cornwall and the Prime Minister, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, has put in place. If I lie, all you know what to do, I just always say it. So, if we lying on you all, so, yeah? So what I want to know, and before I go further, and before I forget, in the middle of that, it's so important, I must stop and say, happy birthday to Hannah Plenty. Yeah, Hannah, you know that important for me, I must stop and say, happy birthday. I can't sing. Hear what going on with the voice. I can't sing tonight. But I have honey. A Rasta man bring some honey from up in the hills to me, so I have honey and thing home. Don't worry, I will fix it. I can't sing. But happy birthday to you, Hannah. But anyway, yeah. Something is definitely wrong here. I don't think these people read the Integrity in Public Life Act, I don't think they did. Because if they had, they would not do what they're doing there now. So Miss Andrea St. Bernard has been sent out as an ambassador for investment. She has a company that is a CBI agent. In other words, getting people to be part of the CBI program here in Grenada. And from what I hear, they make real good money doing that. So when the hairdressers crying out and bawling, they had a meeting and all kind of thing. Yes, we discussed that right here on this program. We told you what they were doing. We told you what the Minister of Health Jonathan Lacret signed to. Gayton Jonathan Lacret. That's his whole name. We told you that he signed that last year. That was signed last year. That's a SRO that was signed last year. And people didn't pay attention when we were talking about it. Now you hear people bawling. So now they're telling those people who have the barbershop and who have the hairdressing place that they have to find themselves certified before the end of June. Yeah, they have to get certified. So they have to go and do a course and get a certificate, which means that not that state providing that for you, that you, the barber, have to take your money now, go and get yourself certified, right? So you have to find a barber school and go and get yourself certified. And then after you get yourself certified, then you're going to be certified by the state to be able to run your business. And if not, by the end of June, they go shut you down. And it's the kind of attitude, the nonsense talk, I hear them saying something along the lines of they can't change that. Listen, all barbers, all nail technicians, all spa technicians, the women who does braid hair on the beach, all you, they lie. What do you mean they can't change it? It's a SRO. They could repeal that and put a next one in place. They could put a hold on it. Yeah? They lie. All you intelligent enough to know when people lying to all you. And they lie. There's no such thing as a law that you can't repeal. You could repeal every single law. You could repeal them. You could put a new one in its place. You could repeal it totally and just take it off the books. You could do that. So for them to tell you all that there's nothing they could do, they lie. Right? So meanwhile, you have the company that Miss Andrea St. Bernard have. Now she has gotten a diplomatic passport to travel and get investment opportunities for Grenada. Do these investment opportunities include people who want to come into Grenada through citizenship by investment? And if so, are these people being passed through her company? And if they're passing through her company, that is corruption. I'm saying it straight. Who want to get on, I don't afraid that them as lawyers, because I ain't saying nothing that is not true. If the people who they are going out and find, and if anybody who has gained citizenship by investment in the state of Grenada, between the point in time that, in fact, let me even give them up until when they put together a new committee for citizenship by investment. I would even give them then. Even though they made certain changes within a week of coming in, they didn't even have a cabinet in place yet. Remember that, They didn't have a cabinet in place yet when they removed the restriction on Russians being able to apply for a passport in Grenada under the CBI program. They did not have a cabinet in place yet, and they had removed that restriction. Which companies benefited from that? If the name Mitchell and Company shows up in that is corruption. If the company that is held, and let me put them back, let me put them back. We want you to see them. Yeah, don't watch my face, man. Watch the companies and them. That is very important to know. Yeah? So if Mitchell and Partners Inc., if that company was involved in any of the dealings with the CBI program between June of 2022 and right now in April and moving forward, that is corruption. Right? Plain and simple. No other way to describe it. Yeah? Let it pass in tongue and show what. We ain't care. Right? Also, if these two companies, Citizenship and Corporate Services Limited, yeah, that we know Mr. Dennis Sylvester Matthew Cornwall, right? If that is the same Dennis Cornwall that is sitting in cabinet right now, if that is the same Dennis Cornwall that is sitting in cabinet right now, if his company has been involved in a single person between June and April of this year, a single person or group of people becoming citizens of Grenada through citizenship by investment, which means that financially his company and himself benefited, if a single one has come through between June and now, brothers and sisters, that is corruption. The same goes with Miss Andrea St. Bernard, the treasurer of the NDC, member of a director of the board of Grenlec, the chairman of the board of the Grenada Development Bank, the person who was in charge of the CES program, yeah, etc., etc., etc. Now, diplomatic envoy, yeah, diplomatic envoy in relation to investment. When she has a company that has been involved, and according to the government website, is still involved in the Citizenship by Investment program. And yet still, we have the Prime Minister who has gone now and is out in Dubai. And what has he gone to discuss? Citizenship by investment, when he have a company dealing with citizenship by investment, when he put together I mean, if you looking for a passport, that's the best man to meet. Because number one, he's the man that had the last say in relation to the members of the board that form the committee that have to look at your paperwork and thing when it come in. Yeah? This thing goes far, even down to the FIU. Because part of what the FIU was doing was vetting people under the CBI program. You see how this thing, the snake coming back and grab your own tail? Yeah, you understand what's taking place here? So understand why the movement, why the destruction of FIU had to take place. Because the people who are in FIU, they are the ones that were vetting people under the Citizenship by Investment program. They are the ones that are in contact with, whether it's Scotland Yard or the Interpol and so on, to see if there are notices out on people, in contact with the various security agencies in the countries that the people are applying from, to see if these people are okay people, if they have a criminal record, even if they don't have a criminal record, but they are suspected of being involved in criminal activity and so on. That has been part of the role of the FIU over the years. And now we realize all the people that were doing that all the time are gone. They clean out FIU. Now they're trying to use FIU to go after political activists, etc. of the NNP. And I'm saying it, so when it happens, everybody know to expect it. Yeah? So if this is not corruption, what else is? Yeah? I ain't talking just about who get 1.7 million to build house, I ain't talking about who get $2,423 and 63 cents or whatever. I ain't talking about them, I ain't talking about who stand to gain what it is by. Let me see if I can remember the figure there. I think I have it written down somewhere there. Yeah. They stand to gain 1.9 or 1.7 million dollars off in penalties and interest and so on because they have not been paying their corporate income tax and so on. No. I'm talking about another type of thing here. We're talking about direct corruption. If the company, and we need as Grenadians to ask for the information and be provided with that information. Because this is serious business. If any of those three companies, and I hope that our good parliamentarians are listening, because this ought to be a question that is posed in Parliament, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah? It's a question that, as far as I'm concerned, needs to be asked. Because according to what we have seen, and if you check that website now, it is still there. Let me check the website, man. Yeah, it's still there. It's still there. Right now, it is still there. See if they ain't try to break down the website before tonight. Before in the morning. Yeah, the website, people getting a call. Shut down that website. Take down that. But it is there right now. That if you go, you will be able to see that the present Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance now, yeah, he's the Minister of Finance, the man who deals with the money. Yeah, the Minister of Finance, right? And the investment in Envoy. All three of them own companies that are dealing with CBI. And the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance, two of them was in cabinet when they put together the board that deals with CBI applications. And And the envoy has a company that deals with CBI that would have to make applications to that board, same as the Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister. Yeah? Yes, my dear. Even if they remove it, they must gazette it. Yes, because usually, if you go through again, you see this document called the Government Gazette? If it's one stream of revenue, I think we could get the government. Is all of us that could pay for the actual document. Although it's up on the they put it up on their website and so now, so you could get it that way, or you can pay and have it delivered to your email, or so the actual paper document. But it's important to check that Government Gazette, because remember, a few months ago, just 2 weeks or so before they had to stop selling passports to people who come out from Russia and Belarus, they ended up appointing a new company as a CBI agent. And we've been looking at the Gazette. I haven't seen the Prime Minister's company removed. And he can't say just a company that he has an interest in, like he was saying before election. Because who emailed there? Who else is carrying the name at his company of Deacon? Who else is carrying that name? Who else he go say? Folks, the phone lines are open. 440-7377. Let me play somebody. Tell me play a little tune for the Minister of Finance. Let me play a little tune for the Minister of Finance. You hear?
In the dance all are willing, anywhere in this country. In the dance all are whining, anywhere in this country. Drunk and balling up, drunk and balling up, drunk and balling up, drunk and balling up, why?
Don't worry, those of you on the YouTube, this is just 2 clicks and they're gone, and bye-bye.
Already arrange a thing with them steel man. Make sure they don't contact social woman.
So again, we had to ask that question, eh?
Take to the street. It's only what's it is I must see. In the dance all are willing, anywhere in this country. In the dance all are willing, anywhere in this country. Drunk and balling up, drunk and balling up.
440-7377. You can call directly or you can call on the WhatsApp, yeah?
Boy.
Come on, those of you on the YouTube, behave yourselves. I've already dealt with the issue. Come on, don't be distracted now. That's the aim. They don't want us talking about this. It's simple. The Prime Minister is the chairman of cabinet. The appointments of the members of the CBI committee, it comes as a, what do you call it again? Yeah, you make a submission to cabinet. A submission comes to cabinet with suggested names. It's debated and that is okayed, or you make whatever changes are necessary. We have a caller. Let's take the call. Hello?
Good night, Mr. Scott, and how are you?
More than fine.
More than fine?
Of course.
Okay, I am fine. I ain't more than fine. I ain't under fine.
Well, go right ahead, my brother.
Listen, do you have an idea as to how many times the con man would have traveled since the Prime Minister?
More than a Lugaru during dry season.
More than a what?
More than a Ligaru during dry season.
Wow. Well, you see, I didn't know what is a Ligaroo. I only say about him. But I know that.
They fly in more than Ligaru in dry season, brother.
So, tell them, let them guys and them know that we as a people, there are people here that are more technically savvy than they are, They're book sense people. He's a man of words. I'm a man of action. Tell him I know how to make plenty stuff around, Parliament is a place that we could go in to listen. We're gonna give them a dose of Haiti one of these good days. Tell them that.
No, let's not go that direction, my brother, because they can use that. They could use that as an excuse to try and come after you. So let me don't go down that road. We go just say,
listen,
tell them behave good.
If they come after me, they can't get as much as a pint of blood for me to be streaming in a pint of blood, in a stream of blood.
Oh gosh, brother. Let's try and keep it now. We are the most beautiful country in the world, and we want to keep it so. So we want to go down them road day. We are prayers and we are tactics. Don't worry. We have to go down them road.
Okay.
We have to go down them road. Don't worry. We have to go down them road. But I know the feeling, because it's upsetting when you hear these kind of things going on. And I understand where you're coming from. When you hear these kind of things going on, it's upsetting. It's upsetting. It's very upsetting. Yeah?
The con man. Well, it's a young leader they say they wanted, so they get a young leader. So we're gonna work with that.
All right, my brother.
All righty.
All right, thank you. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. And those of you outside of Grenada, 347-329-3101. Yeah, that's the number you can call and get on to the inside. On if we have a song to play for the minister in the south, the one with the
Tell them, they say censorship, they putting in with tail, and men like me.
We've got a call online. Good night.
Mr. Scott,
Yes, ma'am.
where is Andrea Stembenard from? She's a Grenadian?
Yeah, she is a Grenadian. I think there's some sort of Canadian connection there as well, but she is a Grenadian.
Okay. Where they say they go in Africa, or we just stay over there and don't come back in Grenada?
They're gone.
You laughing?
The Prime Minister has gone to the Middle East.
This is used to make all kind of noise and say, oh, we selling passport, and then they go and sell passport for them Russian, and then they will come and kill people in Grenada. Well, I don't understand. What really going on, children? What we could do to get rid of these people? Why they don't call the election? Let us see who are power in Grenada. Call it now.
You feel them people are them ready to take a 15-0?
Why they don't call it in the bad?
They might get 16-0 this time.
The commission call the election. You know, man, call it now. Just announce you call the election. Well, I don't understand what's going on.
But I'm telling you, this is serious, huh?
The people, somebody just sent a clip there for me, where the people are doing the hair thing, You see what's going on now when Dr. Mitchell warn us in this country. In every meeting they have during the election, he warned us. You see what's happening now to us in this country now? A lot of us living in regret. No. He warned us. We were so greedy. We didn't satisfy with the little piece we had. We were so greedy. And look what's going on now. Everybody balling. And Mr. Lackett say he's a born-again Christian. What Bible that man reading, boy? Lord have mercy. Or they have mercy on us in this country now. These people who never to walk the street, I don't see none of them, They will never to walk the street in Grenada, When you're done with them, they were not able to walk the street in Grenada. I don't understand what is going on. I'm begging God every day to put a hand on this country. A lot of us is suffering. Grenadian is suffering. And these people pay us no mind. And these ministers under the NDC, they come from poor family. The family is poor people and rich people. Poor people that come from. They're just taking advantage of us in this country. Oh God. Mr. Biden, President Biden, come and help us. I don't know what's going on. People frustrated in this country. You are hearing my voice in America. Come and help us in Grenada, sir. Shalom, good night. I don't know what to say again.
All right, my love. Oh boy. Yes, it's truth.
Yeah, when I singing me song, a pepper in there. They had it there.
Yeah, when I do my program, I pepper in there. Because remember, last night we were having a discussion about the Integrity in Public Life Act, isn't it? And we were pointing to different sections of the Integrity in Public Life Act. Like the part that says, a person in public life shall not allow his or her private interest to conflict with his or her public position. It shall be the responsibility of the person in public life to avoid such conflicts of interest, whether the conflict is real, potential, whether there is the potential for a conflict, or apparent, whether it appears there's a conflict of interest. Now ask me, and let me ask you, in fact, if you believe that the Prime Minister having a company as a CBI agent, Ms. Andrea St. Bernard and Mr. Dennis Cornwall, all three being in the positions that they are, people in public life, as they say, PEP, politically exposed people, that are attached in the schedule. There's a schedule, in other words, there's a list of the different categories of people that are considered people in public life. Now, these companies that they have are private interests. That's their private companies. And there is the potential. There is the potential for corruption. There is the potential for corruption. And it is apparent that may be taking place. It says a person in public life shall not take undue advantage of his or her position for his or her private interests. In other words, if you have a company that deals with CBI, you ought not to be the minister in charge of the CBI program. You ought not to be sitting in cabinet when the committee for CBI is selected. Yeah, you should not be part of that process. And in fact, you should not have a company dealing with an existing government program while you are a government minister. If you were just a plain parliamentarian was one thing, you know. If you were just a member of parliament and you were not a government minister, you're like on the opposition benches also, that is one thing. People might still say something, but that is one thing. But here it is, you are the minister in charge of CBI, you know. You're going to a forum in Dubai in relation to CBI. Yet still, as of today, you have a company that's still registered as a CBI company. Take down the website. It's up to, let me give people the website address. Pull your pens. cbi.gov.gd. Yeah? cbi.gov.gd. Right? So you can look there under the different sections, and so if you look under how to apply, you would see becoming a citizen, application process, application forums, application forms, marketing agents, local agents, etc., etc., etc. Yeah? So I'm saying that we have to be wary of this one. We have to ask some questions. The Integrity in Public Life Act, as far as I'm concerned, is being breached here. And again, need I remind you that the term of office of the commissioners of the Integrity Commission has come to an end, that they have no commissioners, there's an Integrity Commission, but as to commissioners, as far as I am aware, we don't have commissioners right now. They have to be appointed. They have to find some to appoint. Yeah? So that is as far as I know right now. So let's see what goes on with that one.
What you got in there? Plywood. The power is in your belly, not in the throat. Prison. Waldron.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, I'm looking here. Let me see. The list of people in public life. Let me just switch to that for a little bit. And these are just some members of the commission. That's the Integrity in Public Life Commission. You have members of the House of Representatives, members of the Senate, and so on. Let's take this call. Let me see if I can get this call here. Yes. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. How are you?
Goodbye. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm quite fine.
Sheldon, you see when I'm telling you that this thing is a family thing. Greater government right now is a family and friends operation. It's not to do with the people, you know. The people that voted them in office who have no say. We don't matter. If the people don't matter, it's them and their friends. They're trying to accomplish what they could accomplish before they get to that day because they know it's only one problem they just get. You see, so no matter how we talk and what we say, they don't care. They just know what they have to do. And this same thing you're talking about where they should form this committee, they ain't doing that now because they want to be investigated. They want to do all they have to do. They don't want nobody to investigate them. So they ain't forming that committee now at all. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because of them just out, they say they're taking revenge. They say, Kid Mitchell do what I do, so they come, that heat on now. They say that their time now. They don't care about we the people. You understand? They don't care. That's what's happening. But the saying goes, 5 years not long. A year up already. Just know that year gone already. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do the right thing, you could get to that before 5 years. But I like what you're doing. I like what you're exposing everything. I appreciate that. I need the website again. I forget already. Try to get it off
let me give you the website again. It's cbi.gov.
CBI.
Right.
.gov.
.gd.
.gd. All right.
Yeah, we have to hide nothing. We're telling you where to go and find it for yourself. CBI.
You're going to screenshot something before you take it down. I'm going to send a screenshot of stuff.
All right, my dear.
Okay, have a good night.
And feel free to call back. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
44073777. That's 44073777. They say play this one for the MP in the South. Yeah, it is an apt description of his checks. Yeah. You know, I ask myself at times, for instance, where are individuals like Mr. Tillman Thomas? Over the years, Mr. Tillman Thomas, individuals like himself, Mr. Nazim Burke and others, have been seriously critical of the Citizenship by Investment program. Yes, Mr. Tillman Thomas, where are you? When they talk about phone and all kind of thing, you take yourself and come out and make all kind of statement. When they talk about money in the South, you was able to talk. What happened? Somebody gave cereal with super glue in it. Your lipstick right now, then sign language. Use your hands. Right. Because all of a sudden, because it's NDC in office right now, you don't find anything wrong with the sitting Prime Minister being a CBI agent and going to a CBI forum. You don't find anything wrong with the MP for the constituency to which you belong being a CBI agent and being one of the people that select the CBI committee. Remember, you all had a problem with CBI overall. And there are many hours of tapes of you saying all kind of thing about CBI program. Many hours of tapes of you and others saying that. So all of a sudden, it's okay. So right is right and wrong is wrong, depending on which political party you are in. You are in, isn't it? So you have nothing to say about this situation. You don't even have the wherewithal, Mr. Tillman Thomas, to talk to the present Prime Minister and say, hey, at least for transparency's sake, remove your company from being a CBI agent. There's a possibility of that company having earned $1 million between last year and this year or even more. I'm saying there's a possibility. I ain't saying there's a reality. I'm not in the CBI committee. I don't know. But the possibility is there that that company could have earned that kind of money between last year and this year. Because imagine that if Mitchell's and Partners is a CBI agent and they're sending things to a committee that know that they were put in place by Mr. Mitchell, they are not going to fail those things. They're going to pass it and then they're going to send it over to the same Mr. Mitchell to sign. And it comes through he company. So you telling me that correct? Listen now, man. And people like Mr. Tillman Thomas have nothing to say. People like Mr. Tillman Thomas ain't coming out and say, well, no, I don't agree with that. Or call Mr. Deacon Mitchell in and say to him, Deacon, look, for transparency's sake, for accountability and good governance sake, for the sake of the political organization that you helped create and build, for the sake of that organization, have your company, Mr. Cornwall's company and Miss Andrea St. Bernard's company struck off the list of marketing agents. And also have nothing to do with CBI outside of what the minister is supposed to do. Yeah? You all telling me that is Mr. Tillman Thomas can't do that? He can't take a few minutes and speak to them? All the people are calling she name again. The Sandra and them, they have nothing to say now. They have nothing to say now. CBI is good now. The same CBI program that they used to talk about and say, oh, it opens the doors to all kind of individuals gaining Grenadian citizenship. Yeah? They know who opened the door right now. Yeah? The person ain't only opening the door. They had the lock, they had the key. They put in the door, stop everything. Yeah? They more than open the door, they paint it and all. All they didn't know that. Even if you all didn't know, you all know now. And there's a reason I call you all name. Because I know people going to bring the information to all you. If all you not listening, I know all you listening. So is this not corruption? Does this not go against the Integrity in Public Life Act? Or do you all don't care about integrity in public life? You all only care when it's certain people that you all are afraid of to run up and down. Had this been, instead of Deacon Mitchell, the name in front there was Keith Mitchell. I know. Every week of this year in the newspapers would there be articles saying that always corruption taking place there and potential corruption taking place there. There have been special forums, candlelight vigils, marches. You would see people go and stand up outside FIU with placard. All you went and stand up in front of the placard the last time need to go back right now. And when you stand up in front of your placard, take 10 steps towards the carnage. Take 10 steps towards, I hope all you could swim. Take 10 steps towards the carnage. That's all you need to do. Because all them out quiet right now. Because all is a bunch of hypocrite. Yeah? Oh, I'm saying it as it is. All is a bunch of blasted hypocrite. There's no other way to describe all you. And anytime people see all you, they must just shout hypocrite. Anytime they see all you, just shout hypocrite. Because that is what they are. Because these things are things that they have said over the years are wrong. And not even anything to this level, you know. Nothing to this level. I mean, Jesus. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Chelan, you're so right about that.
But they quiet coming with them.
All these people used to always come out and have something to say. And in truth, every week they had something on newspaper. You know, and newspaper. And they would have been marching the street. Yeah? Right now, you don't hear nothing from Mr. Nazimbok. Brother Tillman is such a respectable man. He can't go to Deacon. No, they don't go to that man. because they don't hear them. You
So
understand?
you telling
But
me
we saw
Nas
right
can't
about
call
the
him in?
other people where used to always put up all kind of articles, and they used to always match. I remember Friends of the Earth. Everything when they was singing the lagoon, the Savvy and them the singing down there. These people march up and down. You understand? But that set of people, why they don't do that now in truth? Like to tell you the hypocrite in Grenada. Because they didn't like Kit Mitchell. One man, you know. They don't care about Grenada and they say they love Grenada. They don't care. You understand? Continue, Sheldon, continue speaking. You have a voice, continue speaking for the Grenadian people.
He going now, but I'm talking still.
Yes, continue, son. Because people listening, Grenadians are broad listening. Yeah, because they know these people used to always come out and champion Dr. Mitchell under the NNP. No, nobody don't say nothing. Nobody. You don't hearing nothing but Nazim. You don't hearing but Attili talking about good governance. Nobody ain't saying nothing. Now is the time. Because we want good governance for Grenada. Come out and speak out. Speak out. Nobody. Pope, don't scam me. Are still making a little noise. Still making a noise. They don't care. And I understand somebody tell me today, with this passport thing is a lot of money. These people go there to make a lot of money for themselves. You understand? And they won't give poor people jobs. What we need in Grenada is jobs. So people could able to pay their water bill, their light bill, buy food for the children. Every day I have to get a child $1 to pay the bills. Every day. Every day. I have to give somebody something for children. Children. I don't care about them because them little children. Because their mother give them and they spend their money every day. And I don't have, but I'm still making the sacrifice. I don't understand all the Grenada. I don't understand some of y'all. I don't like these people and them. I don't like this. I don't like what they're doing to people. We are all human beings and Grenadians. I don't love Grenada. I don't only love Grenada for all you could get. And build all yourself. Are you go see trouble and are you children? A lot of all your children, are you white? And are you children go see trouble? Papa God go punish y'all for what all you doing. Mark my word. If I'm dead and gone, people go say Miss Camille said because I go see trouble. Have a good night, children. I don't call him back again.
Right, my dear. 440-7377. If anything that I've said here tonight is untrue, I challenge any of them to call me right now and say that it's not true. For the entire week, if anything that I've said is not true, the phone number is 440-7377. If they don't have credit and they're on wireless because they have to be connected to some sort of internet to view this program right now, I would suggest that they use the internet and call me. They can call on 440-7377. Let's see if it's one of them. Hello, good evening. Oh, no, we lost that one. Oh, no, I'm going on to the wrong side there. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon, how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm fine.
Good call. Just keep calling them out. Just one quick question.
Mm-hmm.
During the COVID time, didn't Tillman Thomas lead a demonstration during the COVID? Even during the COVID?
I can't remember. I saw a situation where they were playing jab and one of them probably asked him for a change and he get them. Yeah, I see he get them a change, but lead a demonstration, I am trying to remember. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, but he was in the midst during the COVID time with all these guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why is he not calling out? Because this CBI program, I recall that these guys was so critical about this CBI program, about corruption, about the Chinese and the Russians, and now they're undertaking the same project. Isn't that hypocrisy?
Well, even worse because you didn't have NNP ministers that were CBI agents.
Right.
You didn't have NNP ministers that were CBI agents. You have now the Prime Minister himself and the Minister of Finance. Both of them are listed as CBI agents. Their names are down as CBI agents. And the Treasurer of the NDC, who just also happens to be recently appointed as an investment envoy on behalf of the state of Grenada, apart from the other 2 million things they have are doing and paying her for. I would love to know how much he's earning on a monthly basis.
No, this is ridiculous. This is a conflict of interest.
Well, it's clear that this breaches the Integrity in Public Life Act. It's clear. There's no, I mean, a school, the school child who have the lowest grade could read that and tell you, hey, nah, that wrong. There's a breach. Anybody could read that and tell you.
Once you're a public figure, you gotta stay away from all these things.
Yeah. And you see, the problem with it as well is the silence of those people who were the loudmouths out there before.
I know.
The silence of the people. All the committees and the different people like the same ones I've mentioned. Look, somebody's asking here, where's the Pastor Simon? Where's the Eddie Frederick? Where's the Tillman Top? Where are all these people? Who were the people that were speaking out against this? Yeah, all of them have suddenly gotten silent.
No, but this is hypocrisy. That is really, really hypocrisy. You got to keep calling them out on that.
Yeah, I will, my brother. Believe me, I will.
No, I mean, this is despicable now. I don't get it, man.
Yeah, it's really, really disgusting.
Yeah, call them out on it, brother. Have a good night.
All right, thank you very much. And we have another caller. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Oh boy, they got through, and oh man, give us a call back. 440-7377. You just got through, you know. Yeah, I saw the phone ringing a while. Let's try again. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Hey, just good, man.
All right, you go right ahead. You're live.
Hey, Sheldon, what we observe is that some of these politicians today, they have no conscience with what they're doing. The way they will borrow money, go to a development bank and borrow money to build house and buy vehicle and this kind of things. Sheldon, they have no feelings to understand that poor people money. And the thing about it, it's not something new when you study these people's history that they were practicing it. They were borrowing poor people money in church and don't pay back to you.
I know about that. I know about that.
They were doing that, Sheldon. Borrowing brethren money in the church and don't pay them back. They like to live big. So their conscience would not bother them. This other man, Sheldon, was a man who have study history. Study these guys' history. And you will realize these guys have no conscience. They will do these things and feel good. And some people in Grenada, Sheldon, know what these people doing is wrong. Morally, they know, ethically, they know these things are wrong. But for some political pleasure, they will stay there with them. For political power, they will stay there with them and support them and make all kind of monkey pants and say, oh, Keith Mitchell is to do. Keith Mitchell never used to do things like that. Keith Mitchell ministers didn't used to get millions of dollars from the development bank. That was never part of Keith Mitchell policy. In fact, knowing Dr. Mitchell, he would have said this, he would not have supported that. But today, we see them doing these things. They're boxing us up in we face. They're doing all kind of things to the country. And they come in here making us believe that they are our savior, that Grenada was so bad before and Grenada was going down the wrong way, so them come to put Grenada the right way. What is the right way? As they reach in Sheldon, what did they do? They raise their salary. They use a technicality. They put it in technical words to raise their salary. These people have no conscience. And every little stupidness they do, they call it progress and development. They paint a bus stop or a roundabout, or they cutlass around it, and they paint it, they call it progress. Some way by the seaside clean up, and they move two vehicles and two old boats, not even their project, and they boast and beat their chest and call it progress. Sheldon, these people have no conscience. And thank God, there are people like you there making that such every day. And thank God for the people who dropped the brown envelopes. That we could really show the
I feel one dropping soon.
People of Grenada, the conscience of these people. And believe me, as long as these people we ain't gonna see nothing better. It's only worse. because some of these people were practicing this behavior. Even some of them come in politics to save themselves, you know, and to live off of poor people. So don't expect anything better. But we're going to continue to expose them. Our Luther continue. We're going to continue to struggle. We're going to continue until these people say, I am going to leave Grenada alone. Thank you, Shaila.
All right, my brother. 4407377. Yeah, bring them envelope. Well, rain falling, so all in all, you have to put the envelope. Don't just throw it in the yard. You put it in the veranda. You could lean it up against the door, it wouldn't get wet there. Okay, you know there's the awning, so you have to lean it against the door. Right, so you could leave it there. All right? Just be, you understand how to do the thing. You could leave the envelopes. That is not... Yes, indeed. We know that is what going on, man. 4407377. It's now 23 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock.
Maybe it's really hard to let you go.
We know your next election days where they come in and say, eh?
Just let you know.
Yeah, we know that's where they come in and say next election. And you know, I heard of an incident this morning. And let me address that one. Now, a low functionary of the NDC, a low-level functionary of the NDC, attempted to go onto the To The Point program this morning. Yeah? A low-level functionary of the NDC organization attempted to go onto the To The Point program this morning. And for what reason? Because Dr. Mitchell was on the program yesterday, and that individual called like they know what they're talking about and was embarrassed. So they attempted to go onto the To The Point program this morning. And because they were not allowed there, and I'm going to let you all in on something right after this phone call. We have a caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Scott, again.
Yes, sir.
The government been in office for 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been traveling, right?
Yes, they are.
Any minister ever come and say that they would have signed up to something, that they got something when in their travel?
I can't say so, you know. No, I don't think anyone ever came back and say, well, we secure funding for this, that, or the other. Probably they went and eat oysters and baked fish, I don't know.
What is the reason for the travel?
Pictures. I don't know, pictures to say they went.
Fun in the sun, the moon, and the rain. You said to me just now, you know, let me not go down the road, but listen, when I see things from a distance, you know, I don't see things close to my eyes, you know, close to my face, you know.
I understand.
Watch me. I am a hard rock to break, you know.
Yes, I understand.
I might be small, you know. My body might be small, you know. But not my mind, you know.
Take it easy.
No. I alone, single-handedly, could take on the government right now. Every single one of them. And all them social media warriors, tell them come. I'll soon be in Grenada, you know. But the next weekend, I'm going to be in Grenada.
All right, my brother.
I'm going to put myself up for scrutiny. Okay?
All right.
And I'm going to be on your program too. I'm going to come, I will present myself.
Look forward to meeting you.
Good.
All right, my brother.
All righty.
All right, thank you. 44073. And anybody who does listen to the program now, I always willing to meet people. Say where I meet Mr. St. Clair today. Yeah. Zayla. Yeah, girl. Watch. Zayla, let me see that time. Yeah. Bedtime. Time to. Yeah. Sure, man. Organized. Nice. 4407377. So I was telling you that a low-level functionary of the NDC administration, the NDC party, not even the administration, attempted to go onto the To The Point program today. But I asked GBN a question, because if that individual had gone onto the program today, I had a question to ask. Now, when the New National Party was in opposition before, GBN gave the opposition on Tuesdays, I believe it was, right? Tuesdays, that opposition members could go onto GBN and you could speak and so on, right? The same individual, low-level functionary who was embarrassed by Dr. Mitchell yesterday on the To The Point program and attempted to go onto GBN program today, all right? That same low-level functionary attempted to go onto GBN to represent the New National Party back then. And you know what they were told? They were told no, that only MPs, only members of parliament would be allowed to go onto the Tuesday program then. So only the senators or the members of parliament, only people who were in parliament, not just members of the NNP to say, well, you have your treasurer could go, or your Gen Sec, if they're not an MP, they could go. And no, they said only MPs, only people who in parliament could have gone onto the program to represent the New National Party. That individual knows that for a fact. If I'm lying on them, my name is Sheldon Scott, I live in Frequente, contact your lawyers now. If I'm lying on you, that you did not go to GBN to represent the New National Party when we were in opposition before, and you were told to leave because you could not represent the New National Party because you were not a sitting MP. If what I am saying here is a lie, you know what to do. All right? Now, that happened. When the New National Party won in 2013 and we came into office, then obviously Wednesdays is government time. So on a Wednesday is when the New National Party would be on, would be on, but not the party. Then the government was allowed. So government ministers, government ministries, that sort of thing. No member of the New National Party, as just a member of the New National Party, was allowed to go. I remember once, I take my fastness and I went. And you had all kind of people who just say them as the bastions protecting this and protecting that started to call. And that was after I had left Parliament. And there were several issues that we were discussing at that point in time, including the issue of constitutional change and all of that. So I went on to the program, even though I was just simply a member of the New National Party. I was not a part of government. I went on. And you had people making all kind of noise, and I was not allowed to go back. Right? So it was made clear that that day that government had was not for the party. The line was drawn. So NNP as a political organization did not have any time on GBN. The NDC, as it is, as the opposition, they had their time on a Tuesday. The government had their time on a Wednesday, where either you had the government or you had a government minister, or you had somebody like technical people from a ministry discussing a project or so on. They would come on. So I'm very interested to know, because as far as I know, the low-level functionary has a program on a Sunday. So if they want to go and they want to bust information and they want to bring news, because I hear Mr. George Worm saying that a senior government minister, well, you want to know, I know that, right? A senior government minister gave documents to the low-level functionary of the NDC to go on the program and deal with Dr. Mitchell. Calistranch, you know that because you was saying that they should be careful in saying that, isn't it? Calistra Faria. And you are aware of what I'm saying, I'm talking about? That when that was said by Mr. George Worm, that you responded that they should be very careful in relation to the information that they put there, and saying that Mr. Forrester, I could call his name, was given information by a senior minister. And that is true. If what I'm saying is a lie, again, my name is Sheldon Scott, my address is Frequente, St. George's. Yeah? And all you know where to find me. All you know where does be. Alright? All you know where does be all the time. I'm easy. I'm just specific locations I just be all through the day. Yeah? Especially where I'm not mobile, specific locations. You know where to find me easy. Right? So you can send the bailiff. I don't mind. Alright? Or they could call me. You all know my number because they have it tapped, so they could give all them a number. All have my number. All the people I mentioned here have my number, so they know how to find me. So if anything I'm saying here is untrue, you all know what to do. Because I want to know if there are two set of rules. So when NNP is in office, there are one set of rules, and when NDC is there, there's a next set of rules. Because I want to see if they are going to be giving time now, a to the point program to NDC outside of government having its time. Because I know when NNP was there, it was only government, so ministries and ministers. Yeah? Those were the people that were allowed to talk there, and then the opposition had their time, right? Where anybody from the opposition, during the period 2013 to 2022, they didn't just restrict it to only parliamentarians. Anybody from the NDC could have go and talk. During the NNP time, it was restricted to only NNP parliamentarians during our last time in opposition. Yeah? So I want to know if now the government has their time as the government and then they have time as a political organization. So I want to know if it have one set of rules for them. I want to see, because I want to see if you all going to take tomorrow and put the individual on, or Friday and put the individual on, and under what pretext you all are going to put the individual on. Yeah? Because I see what Mr. Worm saying and all kind of thing. Yes, I see what he's saying. I see what he's talking about who trying to undermine and who paying who and all kind of thing. Yeah, Kalistra, I see all of that. All right? Nice? Yes, I'm calling names. Because I know none of all you can't take me to court and win. So I'm calling all your name. And Mr. Forrester, I'm calling all your name. Most all you could do is go and run all your mouth about me. Me really care, me really care. All you know me very well, and all you know me and care. I see all you and still laugh and grin with all you and talk with all you as normal. Yeah? There's certain people I ain't talking to, I ain't shaking hand. But I still talk with all you normal and everything. Nice? Good? All right. 440-7377. Yeah, I agree with you, my partner. The chatters on the street want to know where is the Minister of Climate Change. Because right now, climate change in we funkwe. Yeah. Look, you have Sargassum. Now, I showed you that there was a plan and there was $1 million in equipment that was supposed to come into Grenada. And we sure Georgie tell them about that because he was the one that did the interview with Mr. Simon Steele. So we sure that they know of that. But they talk about they going and do net and all kind of thing. And right now, seaweed killing people up there. Wawet killing people up there. Yeah, the stench. The farmers and them going, yeah, and they're talking about take and give to farmers and all kind of thing to put. Let me tell you something. The scientific studies that have been done have said that it is not a good thing to take the seaweed and put it onto your plants, that it carries a lot of heavy metals that can find itself into the foodstuff and then find itself into you. So that the seaweed in its normal form, that it's there on the beach and so, that it is not wise to take that seaweed and to use that seaweed as fertilizer. There are several studies that have been done. Even before the present Prime Minister was speaking in opposition about taking the seaweed and using it as fertilizer, and people, that's not a good thing. It has been found that there are a lot of heavy metals carried. When I say heavy metals, poisons then, that are within that if it is used in the form that it is at, for fertilizer, you just take it, you dump it in an area, you dry it, and then you put it on your plants, and so you could actually be poisoning the plants and poisoning anybody that eats it. So that further study has to be done in relation to how you utilize it and that kind of thing. All right? That something needs to be done? Yes. Did the NDC in opposition say they have a plan or what they're going to do? Yes. Did the NNP, just before leaving office, have a confirmed, concrete, organized plan of how it's going to deal with that situation? Yes. But we know the NDC are accustomed losing things, like losing money for projects and so. Yeah? We know that there's lose things, including the mine. And very soon, when the time comes an election, we know that there's lose things. So we want to find out what took place with that Japanese grant. Not loan, not money that they lend into Grenada. Grenada has to give back. It is a grant. We know that Mr. Forrester doesn't understand the difference between grant and loan. But that grant that was being given to Grenada, $1 million US in equipment to help deal with the sargassum problem that ought to have been here, ought to have been followed up, ought to have been here by this point in time to deal with that situation? I think Grenadians deserve an answer in relation to that. All right? Nice.
Are you ready to
440-7377.
ready to serve our nation? Are you ready to serve your nation? Yes, we ready to serve our nation. Are you ready to serve your nation? Yes, we ready to serve.
GBN, if I lie or not, you tell me. I mean, if I lie or not, if Mr. Forrester didn't go there and try to get onto the program and so and all of that, tell me. I mean, hey.
Take it up, all of us time, take it up. This is my time, take it up. This is your time, take it up. This is we time, take it up. All of us.
Because I seen what Mr. George Williams say. I mean, I see what Mr. George Williams say.
When you recognizing, we name and calling. Lawyers, doctors, teachers, and police, only them they link with service. Carnival, we making them rats fly. It's our country we serving, keeping the crime rate.
Yeah, we serving we nation, eh?
Shooting, stabbing, no.
You know, we heading up to our 50th anniversary of independence, and up to now, I don't hear a theme. I don't hear anything being organized in relation to that. I'm hearing different things about Carnival. I've seen a lot of people with long mouth stretching them out right now. Yeah, about some of the things they hear for Carnival. The roots in relation to the parade and so on. And some people ain't liking it at all. We have a call online. Hey, Camille.
I say I didn't call in. I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Somebody had dropped they drop a donation for the people.
Okay, so they can pass.
Tomorrow, please, Lord, first.
Okay, they're listening.
Yes,
but I'll still
right.
call them afterwards as well.
Yes,
All
thank
right,
you.
no problem.
Sorry for calling back.
No, there's no
to remind him. Yes.
there is no problem with it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. 440-7377.
Rich and poor man in the party, people fitting, sweating, eh?
Yeah, so if I'm saying anything that is not true, I mean, after 20-something years doing this, never have to go to court and answer for nothing. I ain't ready to start right now, so I ain't gonna come and say anything here that I can't prove. All right? Nice. Okay? 440-7377. And folks, remember to donate. Yes, we have the thing there. Let me see. How much likes we have? Right now, we have 65 likes. I need 100 likes. And once we get 100 likes, I need some of you to donate $100. Right? Usually when we get 100 likes, one person is donating $100. Let's see if we could get other people. Even if you can't donate 100, you could donate 10, you could donate 50. Let's get the likes up on YouTube. I want to see that 65 go up to 100. And over on Facebook, I want to see the likes go up to 100. We have a caller. Let me just get this caller here on the WhatsApp. And, the WhatsApp does take a little while. That's why I decided to kind of talk it in. Yes, good night.
So, I've been curious about this a long time now, since the election over.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's wrong, but I was thinking about that. I want to know, is it wrong to ask the Prime Minister how much money they got in the treasury when they got in there and what they do with all the money spent?
No, nothing wrong with that. It's not his money, it's yours.
I want to find out. I don't know. I find like without money, yes. I want to know where they say they made the treasury full of money. And I don't know how the money is spent. I want to know what they do with the money. I want to know. Because where you going in Dubai, you go and buy a new suit up there. You buy a new suit and nobody had was too tight for him. So you're gonna upgrade yourself. You understand? I want to know if he's going to buy with the money, all of them. All man traveling. I want to know what they go and travel for, what they go and buy.
You like too much drama. Yeah. That's what happened to you. You like too much drama. You know where to find me Friday.
Huh?
You know where to find me Friday.
Yeah, no, come and find you. You know that. And Sheldon,
yes,
till man, them can't say nothing. They can't say nothing because all them bed in the same water. What they go say? They can't say nothing.
The transformation water?
All they using the same dollar soap and bed. Can't say nothing. Later.
My goodness. That lady, you have hitting the wrong knob, all can I say? No, seriously. We want to know where the Minister of Climate Change of, because I know the people in St. John's, they ain't seen, it's a case of MPs missing in action. Then you have the situation where there are actually not millions, there are billions of dollars available in grants, soft loans and so under climate change, especially for small island states like Grenada, where we are impacted heavily by climate change. Just a few days ago, You had hail falling in St. Kitts. You have the situation with the sargassum, as we say, wet seaweed. You have that situation taking place that's affecting us. In just a couple months, well, actually, if you break it down, it's a couple weeks, we're going into another hurricane season, and we pray by God's guidance that we don't have anything, we even want the tail or one tickle part of Grenada. We ain't want none past this, that, because we can't deal with it. All right? We don't have the competent people in place to be able to deal with a situation like that, right? So we don't want any of those kind of things. We continue to pray for our country that nothing like that happens. But we are seeing more and more of these things happening, and the people that are suffering, the islands, the countries, the economies that are suffering are the small island states, and as such, there are literally billions of dollars out there. So when they take boyfriend and go in Egypt, and when they go all over the place, and you hear they in Mexico, and you hear the day and the this and the that, and they come back with the two hands swinging, we had to say, well, it's best you stay home, because you ain't going back with nothing. Yeah? The last person that held that portfolio is now in charge of climate change for the United Nations. It shows what high esteem, not only that they held that person in, but that they hold Grenada in. Yet still we are unable to capitalize on that and get some money for different climate change projects and so here in Grenada. Whether we have to run it through the NGO community or whatever, so that they play a part in relation to the climate change projects and the blue economy and the agricultural projects, etc. Whether the NGO community play a significant part in that and so on. Instead of working along with that, they're going out and take picture. That's all they're doing. Going out and take. All they have is what? It's a parang what they have. All they have is ideas. Yeah, all they have is pictures. I saw an article by someone earlier today. Yeah, we have a Facebook government. Because like that's all that they're interested in. Facebook. That's all they're interested in. And according to the last call, it looked like if they meet the economy empty, because the treasury empty. That's how they're acting. Like if they met an empty treasury, but they say they meet the treasury pregnant. And according to Dr. Mitchell, if they didn't buy Grenlec, they might have met it with twins. Serious. They didn't buy Grenlec, they'd have meet the treasury, not just pregnant, but they'd have meet it with twins. So that is what is taking place. So now they're acting like the Brooks. So who they're going after? All the little beautician, all them hairdressers and them all over the country. All the fellas and them who may be cutting hair since they're in secondary school. Some guys who you see at the local barbershop now, you and I know them. And you know these guys cutting hair since they're in primary school, some of them, since they're in secondary school. They're practicing and cutting people hair. So they don't have a certificate from any organization that says that they have trained in cutting hair and that kind of thing. Now you're telling them that they have to get certified by the end of June. Not July, the end of June. Other than that, they could face fines, $100,000 fines and time in jail and all this kind of thing. And then telling them that you can't change it. And what they should do is they should come together as a body. Here now, before you sign the SRO, what you should do is what you're doing now. You should have asked them to come together, right? Ask them to come together. Yes, I know there were opportunities before for them to speak in relation to different forums that were held, even under the new National Party. I know forums were held in relation to that thing. You didn't have much people coming out. But I'm saying, before you sign it, at least you could have, and that is Mr. Gator and Jonathan Lacret Walker, he'd have signed it. I want all you to know. All of you, all hairdressers and barbers and nail techs and spa technicians and braiders and all of you all allied healthcare. Just remember who signed it, the Minister of Health. Right? Nice. So before they sign that, what they're doing now is what they should have done then. Yeah? But they signed it and now they give you all a cutoff date. They say by the end of June. Remember, this is how some people feeding their family. I heard of one situation today with one family where if that individual does not have the opportunity to make a living, continue making a living, because they've been doing their trade for many years, but they don't have any certification. Excellent, perfect at it. They understand all the different aspects of it, and so they could actually teach a class, but they're not certified. So that individual also has their debts, and so that they have to pay. And they stand to lose very important things if they are unable to work. So what are you going to say to all the barbers around Grenada and all the hair technicians? Yeah? What are you going to say to them? That they can't work after the end of June? That you're barring them from working? And if you go to them and you find them without a certificate, that you're going to lock them up? That's what you're going to tell to these people? Why is it that poor people always have to be the ones to feel the brunt of everything that the NDC is doing? Why is it? They take off freight on the port. The only people that benefit is the high and mighty people who own the businesses. So they get the freight off, so they were able to make more money. But nothing, zero. They didn't take a halfpenny and try and cut it in piece. Nothing came down to the poorer people in Grenada. Nothing was passed down. Instead of seeing the price of foodstuff going down, we saw the price of foodstuff going up. And that was when they had reduced the rate of the freight. So that was a total, unequivocal failure of the NDC administration. It was a failure for the poor people. But it was not a failure, it was a success for their rich friends and funders. The people who gave them the money to campaign. It was okay for them. They benefited. To the tunes of $5 million. You heard the Prime Minister himself call it out. The tune of $5 million. You and I didn't benefit a cent out of that. Big businessmen, rich people are the ones that benefited out of that. You and I did not. Nice? When they reduced the cost of the freight because it was not passed down to us. We know that. Right? So that's one. The other measures that they have taken that they're saying are pumping money into the economy. Tongue still dead. Businessmen still complaining. Whether it's in Grenville, whether it's some of them saying, boy, best to just close down. Because certain times it's like you could play a game of cricket in the middle of the road up in Grenville. Yeah? And the same with Tongue. You're getting about 3 overs or 4 overs before a vehicle pass when it's ready. It has been that dead at times. Yeah? So business people complaining. They know today, the 26th, a man could have go and buy a beer because he know under Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and the New National Party that tomorrow, the 27th, he getting pay. He know for a fact when he check his account tomorrow, he getting pay. Yeah? But no, the money ain't there. And then the uncertainty of this government of where they're going to find the money to do the promises that they made to the Grenadian people. Remember the promises, you know? All contract work supposed to finish within the next 8 weeks. Let me say it again. All contract work, all people who are contracted, including the 35 or so nurses that they asked to come in by someday this week to ensure. Let me see, I think I have it somewhere here. They asked the nurses to come in by a particular day this week to ensure that they sign their contract. Not that they sign for a permanent job, that they sign their contract for the 1 year or the 2 year contract and so on. Wonder if I have it over here. Yeah, I'm looking to see if I had it here. And I do not. But I have it somewhere on the system. Yeah? So they asked the nurses, you have the names of all of them. And I could tell you all that one name has appeared twice on the list that you all need to correct that. That's why you have the number that you have and it's an incorrect number. All right? That's to let you all know that I really have the list of the nurses that I wouldn't put the list of the nurses out. No, I wouldn't do that. I believe that is them. I ain't doing them nurse and them that. I ain't putting out the name and thing out there. But I had the list with all them nurses and them name. And as I told you, one of the nurses is there twice. Yeah? Nice. Unless they're giving that nurse 2 contracts. I don't know. But that is what I see. All right? But contract work, according to the promises of the NDC, was supposed to end within the next 8 weeks. They're supposed to have the first 500 houses that they built, Grenadian-style houses. Remember what they say? Grenadian-style houses. Those first 500 are supposed to be ready within the next 8 weeks, isn't it? Because they say 500 houses a year. So in roughly 8 weeks from now, we expect to see 500 new Grenadian-style houses. And we ain't talking about the houses all they take back. Wicked and evil. The houses all they take back from them people in Carriacou. We ain't talking about the houses that up there in Beaujejou that all they decide, all they go in and create a NDC nest up there. So all they go in through the list now and kick out anybody that all they don't know their affiliation or you believe their affiliation is to the New National Party, or they taking them off the list because they say, All you want to be able by the next election to have a certain number of votes within the Northwest constituency, voter padding. So you all are making sure that the vast majority, you go stick in a little NNP here and there to try and make it look even. But you all have already planned that the vast majority of people that you're placing in that housing scheme up in Bujeju are going to be NDC supporters. Yeah? As I say the same thing and they can't tell me a lie, you know. I ain't bothering with them on that. Yeah? The same thing goes with St. David. They know what number they're looking at, what they want to put, the amount of people that they want to put in St. David who didn't live in St. David before, but they want to bring into St. David, who they believe are supportive of the National Democratic Congress, and therefore they're already cutting their keys to hand to them to go into those houses in St. David. And they feel that nobody ain't watching them and nobody ain't know what's going on with them. And that, the same goes with St. Patrick. Yeah? So we know what is taking place with them. That was another promise, 500 houses in 1 year. And every year following. That has not taken place. Now they go in and watch land. Let me say, they go in and watch land. All you feel like I know who is the lawyer that representing the person who land all he was watching? Mr. Prime Minister, your law firm know anything about dealings with the individual who land he was watching? I would like to see who is doing the conveyance for that land if the government of Grenada buying it. I'm telling all you now, I would love to see which law firm is doing the conveyance for that land. Yeah, that you looked at in Calavini. I know who is the lawyer that represents the individual, so I'm asking, I would like to know if your law firm know anything about that. All you understand what's really going on in this country right now? All you fully seeing what's going on? So when you hear they're going after the barbers and they're going after the hairdressers and all of them, listen, you have people like, for instance, who do training and so, like Miss Jenny Simon, she's certified. I believe she's certified by the NTA and she knows what she's about and she can do training and that kind of thing, isn't it? She could do training. But how many people can she train between now and the end of June? How many people she could be able to train? The same thing, how many other places you have doing training in that area so that a person could go, a barber could go and come out and say, well, yes, I'm a barber. I have my certificate that is through the NTA from this entity. I've trained at this entity. Or I'm a beautician. I'm a cosmetologist. Yeah, I'm a hairdresser. Right? I'm a nail tech. How many people have been, how many training agencies have been certified by the NTA already that can provide that level of training in that short space of time? And additional to that, who paying for the training? Some of these hairdressers and them, you're watching them. By the time they have to buy products, they have to pay for electricity, they have to pay rent. Yeah? And remember, after that, they still have to take money out of that for them to survive. So after they do all of that, where they finding money to go and do the training? You all ask how much the training costs? But you're giving them a timeline that they must do it within the next 8 weeks. They have a right to cuss all you. They have a right to cuss all you. Within 8 weeks? You know how barbers have to hustle? By the time they get money is the run, they pay the electricity bill here, they pay this, they pay that and all kind of thing. They standing up as you look at $10, $10, $10, $10, $5 here, $10, $5, $5, $10, $10 that they're trying to make up on a monthly basis. Yeah, and now you're telling them they have to go and do training. So they have to find that money. I wonder if they could go to the GDB and hey. I wonder if they could go to the GDB and get it as an educational loan. Yeah? Maybe they could go to the GDB and get it as an educational loan. I don't know. I hope they qualify because we know after certain people pass it, they don't have much left. But I hope they could qualify. That they could probably get the loan from the GDB as an educational loan to go and do the training. But this, in my view, is unfair. And remember, I'm going to go over a bit of it tomorrow night with you again. But remember, I did go over this piece of legislation with you all. Remember, they have to get things like, for instance, they have to get a police certificate of character. That's when they're applying for the license now from government to operate as a beautician or as a hairdresser or as a massage therapist and so on. They have to get a police certificate of character. They have to go and get a medical certificate, a clearance. There are several other things that they have to do that could end up costing a couple $1,000 if you check it out Really. By the time they have to go and do, suppose you have to go and do different blood tests and all kind of thing, then you ain't talking no $100 or just go by a doctor and say, give me a medical certificate. No, they have to do different tests and different things. Yeah, and then the police certificate of character and all kind of thing. I thought it was a US visa the people go in and apply for when I see things going. And then talking some kind of nonsense about people outside of Grenada, when they come here, they go end up suing us because, I mean, come on. Come on, really? Really? We're going to discuss, tomorrow night outside of, don't feel we forget GDB, Yeah, but tonight we had some other things we had to talk about as well. Yeah? Because there's so much going on that each time we do a program, we have to introduce a new one. But then when we introduce the new one, we can't forget what we were talking about before. So don't feel we forget GDB. Yeah? Don't feel we forget GDB. Nice? We're going to talk about that one. Going to take a call, which I think should be the last call tonight. Hello, good night.
Ceylon.
Yes, my dear.
Just now they how you speak about Pastor Simon.
Mm-hmm.
That man will never go on the pulpit on a Sunday morning and speak of what's going on in this country.
Oh, yeah? I don't know.
He says he's a pastor. He knows the word of God. And he knows poor people that just give a little tithe in the church and give a little hamper in his church that is suffering in Grenada. That used to get the 150 and they cut it off. That man has nothing to say. He has nothing to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it is real. And if you listen to me, he could prank me head if you want. I don't have a problem with that. I can understand. These are people that trying to win souls for the Lord. And Grenadian people is suffering. And he say nothing. He don't say nothing. He had church on the beach, he say. And you don't telling Mr. Dick Mitchell and none of the ministers what they is doing is wrong. Papa God watching Mr. Simon. Papa God watching you. And he listen to what you say. You must tell them. Because a lot of people believe in the pastors. I don't give you $1 in your church. I'm giving them vagrants and the street. Not my money. And you could pray as much as you want at me. I don't care. I'm not giving you because you're not real. You're not a real man.
Cammy.
That is not nice.
Cammy,
yes.
time on me. And
yes.
Transport. I gotta go.
Yes, all right.
All right, by there.
Not right.
All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it is 10 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. And just before I go though, I just got some information there. Usually the assessment alone is $530. That is what every barber and hairdresser and so on. I'm not talking about to the government. We ain't talking about the money, the $700 plus they had to pay to the government. This is just to get the assessment that they could bring when they're applying to the government. So that assessment alone is $530 basic. And that's for them to get a certificate of prior knowledge, like an assessment of prior learning, CVQ. All right. And still they would have to put different documents and information together, which is going to take a good bit of time. And then it's going to take a while, more than 8 weeks for them to be able to get through that process. They would have to pay one of the assessors $530 to be able to assess based on prior knowledge. That's if you've been cutting here since you're in secondary school. You used to be in GBSS, they cutting fellas here, or in McDonald College, getting fellas little shave lineup and them kind of thing, right? And after that, you end up at a barbershop as you're right. So you didn't go to a school to train to do that. Now, you could get a certificate, an assessment of prior learning, CVQ. That is Caribbean Vocational Qualification. It takes some time. You can get that through the NTA. The cost of it is $530. So we ain't talking yet about the medical certificate and the process for that. We ain't talking about the police certificate of character. We ain't talking about the fee that has to be paid to government and so on. So you're talking a couple $1,000s that these individuals are going to have to pay to be able to just do their job. All right, folks? So, folks, let me see if I get my 100 boy. Hey, what do all you boy? I ain't get my 100 there. Hey, what is this? I stick on 86 there? Nah, that ain't good enough. I get my 100 last night. I ain't get my 100 tonight. Nice, folks. But that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. My name's Sheldon Scott. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. I am out of here. We'll be back here tomorrow night, God's willing, from 8 p.m.
The club, leave the roadside, the shop. I said leave, exit, no. What do you mean? No man is perfect and no one is liable to make a mistake. So to all my fans, just tell them please that visit holy feet. I admit lost a soca monarch. On stage there was a mistake. But some people brain shallow, they forget what I do for the country's sake. After flying cloud, I was the first soca.